So what's up guys, how are you guys doing today? So today we are going to install PiVPN on our Raspberry Pi. So the reason to install PiVPN is to access your home network from anywhere in the world at any time you want. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to update the library packages on your Raspberry Pi. So we are using Raspbian, and I have connected to the Raspbian using terminal. So you can do the same on the GUI, but it is recommended to use the terminal only operating system. Reason is you have much more headroom for performance when you are using the VPN. So first you need to type sudo apt-get update. And now we need to type sudo apt-get upgrade. After that is done, after upgrades are installed, now what we need to copy is the path from the website, which is this one. Copy the path and paste it onto the terminal and press enter. So now what you need to do is you need to install the OpenVPN or WireGuard server. So PiVPN is using one of them, so press OK. So here we need to assign a static IP address, press OK. So they're asking whether to use DHCP reservation or static IP address. It is recommended to use static IP address. So if you're using DHCP reservation, no problem. If not, static IP address is recommended. So I am using a static IP address. For that reason I'm going to press no. So there are two options. So they're asking whether to use this current IP address, which is 192.168.8.190 as my static IP address. So I'm going to use it. If you want to change that IP address, you can press no and change it. So in my case, I'm using the 8.190 IP address. I'm going to press yes. So just press OK. So now we need to choose a local user, press OK. So my current local user is Pi. I'm going to select Pi and press OK. Now here we need to select one of the services. So I'm going to use OpenVPN because it is the most used OpenVPN the VPN service. So I'm going to use OpenVPN using the spacebar and select this one and press OK. So afterwards here they are asking some custom domain names and stuff. I'm just going to leave it as it is and press no. So here the port number for the OpenVPN. So you need to remember this one because we need this port number for port forwarding. So without port forwarding, you won't be able to access OpenVPN from another network. So 1194 is the default port, so I'm going to use that one and just leave it as it is and press OK. So they're asking whether the port is correct or not, so just press OK. So now here they have detected a Pi-hole installation. So I have already installed Pi-hole in my Raspberry Pi, so that's why I get this interface. For you it might be a different one where they are asking Google DNS or something else. So if you have Pi-hole already installed, you can use it to block ads in websites. If not, you can just use Google DNS. So what I recommend is using a Pi-hole so that you have ad blocking options as well. So if you don't know what is Pi-hole, I will have a link on the top right corner in how to install Pi-hole in Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to press yes. So now here they're asking whether this is my public IP or not. So this is my public IP address, but the problem is this public IP address is a dynamic IP. So whenever it changes, the OpenVPN service will be inaccessible. So in my case, I'm going to use a DNS entry. So select DNS entry using spacebar, press OK. So for that we need to have a DNS name. So for the DNS name we are going to use a service called noip.com, which is a DDNS service. So a DDNS service, what it does is whenever a public IP address changes, it will automatically detect the change and apply that IP address onto the dynamic name or the domain name that we are going to create. So for that we are going to use a service called noip.com. So for that we need to log into the noip.com interface, and this will be the dashboard you get after you log in. So for the free version you will get 3 host names, and only thing is every 30 days you need to renew the domain name, or else the domain name will be automatically removed from the list. So every 30 days please remember to renew the domain name. So I have already created one. I will just show you how to create one. So just create host name and give whatever the name you want, give the extension that you want, and press create hostname. Afterwards you will get the domain name just like this. Now what we need to do is we need to log into the router to add this domain name, so that whenever the change of the public IP happens, the router will detect it and the request will be sent to the NoIP service provider. So just log into the router and find the option called DDNS, which is this one. So most of the routers should have noip.com. If not, please select whatever the service that you have and configure it appropriately. And in my case I have noip.com in my router. As you can see here, I have already configured it. So in your case, when you are going to add a new one, just click add, select the service that you are using, select the status as on, and the domain name which you just created here, and paste it here. For the username and password, most of the times the username password will be the login username and password for the dashboard. Afterwards just press OK. So I have already done that, and the connection is okay, working perfectly, and we will just leave it here. And now what we need to do is we will need to copy this domain name, which is PiVPN DDNS.net, and paste it here. So PiVPN kp.ddns.net is my domain name which I just created. Afterwards, just to verify, okay, no problem here, press OK. So they're asking whether the domain name is correct or not. So the domain name is okay. I'm just going to press enter. So now the installation is being continued, and the server key and other things are also created. Just press OK. Now here they're asking whether to install unattended upgrades. So this thing is to enable unattended upgrades. So press OK. So unattended upgrades of security patches. So I'm going to enable this service. So for that reason I'm going to press yes. After the installation is done, press OK here, and they're asking us a reboot. So I'm just going to reboot the server, and let's come back and see how the installation is done. Now we have reboot onto the server. Now what we need to do is we need to check whether PiVPN is connected and working. So PiVPN, just type it on the terminal, and you should be able to see this interface. So here we need to add some users. So before adding the users, previously we saw the port number for OpenVPN, which is 1194. So we need to port forward it onto the inside the router. Without doing so, we won't be able to access it remotely. So before creating the user, what we need to do is we need to log into the router, so which is this one. Go to port forwarding options. So here just give any name that you want, the port number which is 1194, and the LAN IP address will be our Raspberry Pi IP address, and the LAN port also will be 1194, and the status OK, and press OK. So most of the times the interfaces will be same, so just port forward it and leave it as it is. Now we'll create the users and go on forward. So now what we need to do is, as you have port forwarded it perfectly, we need to create the users. So to create the users, we need to type sudo PiVPN -a. So here they're asking us a new username, so I'm going to give it as testkp, So the certification will be last for 1080 days. I'm just going to leave it. For the password, we will give it as a capital simple numeric password with minimum 8 characters. You can give whatever the password you want. So now the user is created, and home/pi/ovpn is the place where the configuration file for the user that we just created is stored. So to retrieve that file, we need to install Samba. So to install Samba, you need to type sudo apt-get install Samba. So after Samba is installed, just open run, type / server's IP address or your Raspberry Pi's IP address /pi. So and press OK. So normally you will get a username and password to enter. For that you need to enter Pi Raspberry password. So after entering, you should be able to see the folder that they mentioned. So open the folder, and here you can see the test kp file. So just copy this file and go to the desktop and paste it. So the file is saved here. And now what we need to do is we need to install OpenVPN Connect. So for that you need to go to OpenVPN Connect's web page. So just type OpenVPN on Google, OpenVPN Connect on Google, and open the link, and this will be the download link, and just download it and install on your system which you want to access it from remotely. So after installing, you will get this application on your desktop. So if you open this, you will get an interface which is similar to this one. So now what we need to do is just drag and drop the file and see whether it is connecting or not. So before doing so, I need to go onto a separate network to check whether this is working. So for that reason, I'm just going to switch to another PC, or this will be connected to another internet connection. So currently I am able to access my local router, which is this one. No problem here. You can I change the settings and everything. So I'm now going to disconnect from this local network, and I'm going to connect to my mobile internet connection. After I'm connected, you should be able to see that I won't be able to access my router. So I'm not able to access my router. So if I just try again, I'm not able to access my router. So that means I'm on a separate network. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this OpenVPN Connect application and select file and drag the configuration file onto it. And here, as you can see, the profile name is there. So I'm going to save the key, which is the password that I gave for the user when we just created, and click add. So it's working. So if this doesn't connect, that means the port forwarding is not done correctly. If it is connecting, then there's no problem. So just select the toggle icon. As you can see, the VPN is connected. So previously you saw that I wasn't able to access my router. Now, as I am connected to my network using the VPN server, I should be able to access my home router, which is 192.168.8.1, and I'm able to access it. So that is how you configure OpenVPN or PiVPN on your Raspberry Pi, so that you can use it on your home network. I hope this video is very helpful to you, and please subscribe my channel and have a nice day. Thank you.